friends, welcome back to my channel. Today it is time for us to do our first declutter / trash talk of 2019. I will go ahead and leave timestamps down below in the description box just in case you prefer to jump around. But we're going to go ahead and start with nail and makeup items. So the first thing that I have are two nail items. I have this set of impress nails on right now. There we go. And this is my second use with these, so I was able to finally go ahead and get rid of them. There was also a silver accent, but I was really feeling more of the like matte snowflake vibe to them. So I'm really excited to have another one of these moved through my collection. And then I also have the Kiss brush on nail glue. I don't necessarily feel like I use this up entirely, but it has become thick and gloopy, and once that happens, these are no longer very effective at keeping the nail stuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and pitch it. All right, now on to makeup-y items. First thing I have is my number 7 Instant Illusion Wrinkle Filler. I love this stuff. It is what I use essentially as a like sandwich base for my under eyes. It's basically like a silicone filler essentially. I have fine under eye lines underneath my eyes, and no matter what kind of concealer I use, it always will sink into those and accentuate them. So I have found that this is a nice way to not necessarily totally 100% correct it, but it makes it look so much better than when I don't use this. This stuff is not inexpensive, but it lasts a really long time and I use it every single day, so I definitely recommend it. If you struggle with the problem that I just described, then I would definitely say that you want to seek this out. I also finished up 2 mascaras. I have the Supersizer CoverGirl. This was in black brown, which basically just looked like a softer version of the Blackest Black. This I like. I feel like the wand is really good at helping to place mascara very effectively. I like the look of this quite a bit. Would I repurchase it? Probably not anytime soon. I have other drugstore mascaras that edge this one out, but it's not necessarily a bad mascara. I've also got the Benefit They're Real. I have really had a falling out with this. When I first got into subscription boxes like 100 years ago, this was popping up everywhere and I freaking loved it. But I have since just found that the wand is too spiky. If I ever like hit my eye, it makes my whole eye water, like it really, really hurts. I don't think the formula is that much more amazing than what you get at a lot of drugstores, so I'm not going to seek this out. If I get another sample of it, fine, I'll use it, but I'm definitely not going to ever buy it on my own choosing. I have a primer. This is the Urban Decay Original Eyeshadow Primer Potion, this little tiny sample. This is really nice, but I will say that I'm not someone who typically has a lot of eyeshadow priming problems. I don't typically have oily eyelids. I don't have any kind of issues like that, so I feel like I have found other drugstore ones that are just as good as this, so I won't again go out of my way to seek buying it, but I definitely would use a sample of it if I had it. I have a eyeliner. This is the Revlon Colorstay Liquid Eye Pen. This is okay. There isn't really much give with the pen itself, and so I feel like that made it a little bit harder to use, and it really dried out relatively quickly, and so I had to constantly like reapply and go back over, and it's just not worth all the fuss. Would have better ease of application, and so I would rather stick with those versus getting this. I have a lip balm. This is the Nivea Mint and Minerals Lip Care. These things last a really long time. I had this in my car. I do keep a chapstick in my car. That way I can just apply it sort of aimlessly whenever I feel like my lips are getting dry, which I do apply it a lot while I'm driving. Anyways, so I found this to be fine. I thought it was a really nice formulation on my lips, but I had a love-hate relationship with the mint and mineral scent / flavor. I feel like at times, I don't even know why I thought this, but at times to me, I associated it with like baby wipes, which Ben told me was ridiculous when he tried it one time, but like that was a reoccurring thought I would have when I would apply this or taste it, which I've never tasted baby wipes or really smelled them, so I'm not sure why I got that vibe, but I don't think I would get this particular scent / flavor again, but I do like the Nivea lip balms. This Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer from Marc Anthony. This is fine. It's a very, very thin primer. I know that there's a lot of hype and love about this, but I feel like for how expensive it is, I don't feel myself wanting to go out and get it. My last official makeup item is this teeny tiny sample from Too Faced. It's their Prime Set and Refresh Hangover 3-in-1 Refreshing Primer and Setting Spray. Despite the tiny size of this, I was able to use this for an entire week, which is a little bit ridiculous. It was fine. It was a setting spray. I'm also someone who's not very picky when it comes to setting sprays. I feel like as long as I do set my face with something, something, it tends to do a lot better than if I don't. So I don't necessarily think I would buy this compared to the MAC Fix Plus, because that really has stolen my heart, but if I had another sample of it, I'd use it. I have one perfume. I'm actually really surprised how quickly I went through this. It is my Stella McCarthy Pop perfume. I had gotten this as a rollerball in like a discounted holiday set, I think, before the holidays. I think they had leftover from like last year maybe. I really like this scent. It's just a really like nice florally sweet type of scent. It came in a rollerball, which I did not like, so I popped this off and put it into a Travelo, which was much better for me. I don't think I would buy this again because I do have other ones to go through, but if it ever was on sale again and I was low on my perfume stock, I would definitely pick this up. But as you guys can see, I went through it really fast. I've not even had this, I think, 4 months, and I already it. Now we're going to move on to wax items. The first thing I have is this ginormous Yankee candle in Holiday Lights. This was given to me from Ben's mom around the holidays, I believe, and it smelled nice on cold. It had this like balsamy, fruity type scent, which I really liked, but it had no scent throw to it. Ben insisted that we keep burning it though. I think he liked the ambience of the candle, so I basically was using this as a light, and then I would throw things into our wax melter to actually get scent off of them. You know, I feel bad because I know these things aren't cheap, but they just don't have good quality wax, and I feel like I should just start to return these when I get them or exchange them for like melt cups, because I feel like those, I'm told, have much better performance. But I wanted to give this a try. It did at least burn really cleanly for a single wick, so that was what it had going for it, but no scent. I have one clam from Super Tarts. This is the Collector, which is blue sugar and sweet peppermint cream. This was okay. I just feel like I'm not the biggest fan of like sugar peppermint scents together. I don't know why, because I like marshmallow peppermint, but I just felt like something about this, like there was like some sort of blueberry-esque note in this that I wasn't a fan of. But performance, as usual at Super Tarts, was really strong. I have some cups here from Dessa's Homespun Scent. I have Butter Pecan Crunch Ice Cream. This was fine. I like the smell of it on cold, but it was really like a sickly, sweet type scent, and I think it was just too much. I think I would have preferred this more in the fall, maybe. I don't know why that would make a difference, but it was just a little too powerful and too sickly sweet for my particular liking. I also have Sugar Butter Shortbread. This is one of the older ones I had from Dessa's. Like, it still had the sprinkles on it, and I don't think she's had sprinkles on top of her wax for maybe a year and a half at this point, but this was okay. The scent of it was much more toned down in sweetness, but the performance wasn't that stellar. So I think it was maybe because it was on the older side than my other wax melts from her, but I at least enjoyed the scent better than I enjoyed the butter ice cream scent. I have another candle. It's the Lunar Queen, which is supposed to be blackberries, vanilla, and fresh greenery. This I got in an owl crate. It really just smells like blackberries on cold, but it had no scent. I really, really wish they would stop putting these tiny candles in here. I think I've only ever had 1 or 2 in my entire time of getting Owl Crate of these size candles that actually have a performance where you can actually pick up notes of them. And I just feel like it's not helpful for these companies. Like, I don't have this candle and think like, wow, I really want to explore them more. I really want to make a purchase with them, when this candle didn't have amazing performance. And I don't think it's because the companies don't have good performing products. I think it's because they set themselves up for failure by putting tiny candles in here that just get swallowed up in a large room like this. So I once again will not be seeking out more from this particular store. Okay, then we have some other wax melts from my little baggie collection. First I have it's the Candy Cane Bedtime Bath. This came in my advent calendar. This was nice. It was really like a nice pure candy cane scent. I enjoyed it. Performance of it was really nice. I broke it up into multiple waxes and it just lasted a really long time. The throw and the longevity have just been outstanding with these advent calendar melts. Also from that particular collection, I have the Dark Chocolate Honeycomb Butter Brickle. This was amazing. I Oh God, this is like a dark hot chocolate scent, and its performance was beyond. Like, we melted this, we broke it was like a candy bar, basically like a Hershey's bar, and I broke it up into a few cubes at a time. And it lasted, I think, almost a week and a half, if not close to 2 weeks, which is insane for something of this size. I know that they had done a purchasing or an order based on post-advent usage. I obviously didn't get in on that because I hadn't used enough of this, and I also have a ton of wax. But this is one of those scents that if they had it full time and I could access it at another order in the future when my wax collection is much more whittled down, I would. If you are somebody who likes hot cocoa and cream from Bath & Body Works, but you'd want like a dark chocolate version of that and for it to be amazingly strong, this is for you. This has been hands down one of the best wax melts I've ever had in regards to scent appeal and performance. Like, this was magical. I definitely want to look more into this. I have two from Rainbow Melts. I have the Wanna Bite, which is the cornbread and pumpkin apple butter. This was a nice scent, but I like it a lot. It's a nice, good fall scent, but the performance was a little bit lagging. I don't blame it for that. I think it's because it's on the older side. This was poured in August of 2017, and I was melting it in late 2018, early 2019, and so I feel like wax melts in these bags like this don't always hold as well as when they're in the plastic cups or clams, but I like the scent of it regardless, and I really do like Rainbow Melts. I also have from the Advent Calendar Snow Angel, which was strawberry, icy peppermint, and cotton candy. The peppermint was the strongest in here, and I did like it. It wasn't as much of a candy cane as it was more of like a gum peppermint type scent, but I still enjoyed it and it had good scent performance. All right, now let's talk body, head, skincare, the whole 9 yards. First thing I have is the Drunk Elephant TLC Sakari Baby Facial. This was really interesting. So my first thoughts on it were it was very intense when I first started using it. So I used it like 2 weeks before my wedding because my skin was kind of freaking out a little bit, and this really helped balance it, but it felt very intense when I had first used it. In fact, when I took it off, my face was a little bit red, but overnight, it would go back to being its normal self, and it really did help clear up my skin. However, as I progressively kept using it on a more consistent basis, I felt that the effectiveness of this was much less. So I don't know if it was just that my skin really would require it to be sort of grubby and worn down for it to work, and I don't think my skin gets that way often enough once a week for this to have been used. My second gripe was that the packaging failed me, which is so upsetting because the other Drunk Elephant product that I had did not fail me. I actually was trying to squeeze product out at here, and it kept sort of like sucking in air, giving me just a little bit at a time, and so I thought to myself, oh, like I just must be out. No. I used my beauty spatula and I was able to get 2 more uses out of it after the pump sort of stopped working. I don't know if that's just a fluke, if that's because this is a sample size, I'm not sure. But for how much this retails for and for not seeing amazing results after every usage, I don't think I need this in my repertoire of skincare, so I would not buy this again. I also have the Physicians Formula Rosé All Day Oil-Free Serum. This is fine. I don't think my skin had any adverse reactions to it or any super positive reactions to it. It smelled nice, but it had sort of like a fake looking glow or coloration to it, which I wasn't really into. So again, I've used it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get it again. I have the Halo Beauty Clear Glowing Skin Kiwi Seed Booster Intensively Nourishing Vitamins. So again, there was a free shipping time. I was out of vitamins, so I figured I would go ahead and try these. And once again, there was no positive or negative for my skin. The only thing I will continue to say, and I don't know if this is just unique to me or if this is something that is more common, but I cannot take these supplements or vitamins on an empty stomach. So ordinarily my routine is I take my vitamins, I brush my teeth, I do my makeup, I then eat breakfast. With these, I couldn't do that. I had to eat breakfast first. If I made the mistake of taking these first, it would literally make me feel nauseous and like just not well at all. And I don't know why that would be, why that would ever be a thing, but I need to just let this go and realize that Halo Beauty or these Halo vitamins are not for me, and I need to stop trying them because they're just not gonna work for my needs. So she's out of here. I have good old faithful Summer's Eve Ultra Freshening 5-in-1 Spray. This stuff has been and will always be a necessity to my everyday existence. I have the Super Tarts Butter Mint Rosemary Sprigs Room Spray for my advent calendar. This was fine. It did a good job being a nice room spray, but I wasn't in love with the scent. I have the Black Tea Instant Perfecting Mask from Fresh. This was a nice mask. I got a couple of uses out of this for the size of the pot. I just particularly don't find that the Fresh masks are so amazing that I need them all the time. And this also serves as like an exfoliating mask, and I really don't need more exfoliating masks in my life, but it worked. It helped clear out my skin, so I can't complain about that. I have this Nemesis Foaming Bath Soak, which came in an owl crate. You actually pour the entire contents of this into your tub, which felt really insane, but I like the scent of it. I was really sore one week from the gym, so I like took a bath to help sort of relax me and relax my muscles, and it did help with that. But I just take baths so infrequently that I don't need to purchase this. I have like 3 or 4 other bath type products that I have to kind of force myself to use because I don't naturally take baths. I think if I had like a jacuzzi tub or a really nice bathtub, I would very often take baths, but in my 1-bedroom apartment, that's not the lifestyle I get to lead. I have a sheet mask from Seventh Heaven. This is the Hot Vanilla Mask. This was really hard to get out of the contents of the bag. The contents of this were really hard to get out of the packaging. It's kind of all like nestled down in here. I did scoop enough out to get a layer over my face, but I'm not sure if it was like as thick as they would have ordinarily recommended. I've been suffering from like a little bit of an acneic breakout around my mouth, which I haven't had in a really long time. And this was supposed to help clear out your pores. I thought it was helpful. It wasn't like overnight success, but it also didn't have any adverse reactions. Because the packaging was kind of a pain in the butt, I wouldn't get this particular one again, but I do enjoy a lot of the Seventh Heaven masks. I have a few samples. I have the Sephora Exfoliating Cleansing Cream. This reminds me of another version of like the Kiehl's that I really enjoy, but I feel like the chunks or pieces of the exfoliant in here are a little too abrasive for my skin for an everyday cleanser, so I would not get this. Terracone MD Rejuvenating Moisturizer. This was really moisturizing. I think if you have dry skin, you would really like this, but for my very normal to sometimes oily skin, I could not use more of this. But I also have the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. This is again for intense hydration for dry, parched skin. It was fine, but it does not meet my skin's needs, so I would not purchase it. Also have another one of the Amika Nice Cream Cleansing Conditioner. These are always fine, but I'm never persuaded to want to buy these except for the scent, but I will not buy high-end hair care for the scent. The last body care item that I have is from Soap & Glory. It's the Righteous Butter. You guys know I really love things in tubs. I feel like I work through them so much more quickly when they're in a tub. I don't know why, but I really enjoy the scent of this. I got last Christmas and then this Christmas a couple of Soap & Glory body care items, and I'm still working through them, but everyone I've come across I've really enjoyed, and this was no exception. Right, now I have like an unintentional declutter to show you guys. When I was filming my makeup collection and I was pulling stuff out, there were a lot of things that I was like, I own this, I never use this, or this is expired, it needs to go, or I'm just never gonna get around to using it. So I'm just gonna show you guys what those items are. The first is this Coastal Scents Eclipse palette with 15 concealer shades. I definitely think I could have gotten use out of this, but there are these like speckles. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see them. There are like these speckles on the product that I think just lead me to believe this has been expired, and I never reached for this because I don't need 15 different concealer shades. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that gone. I'm also getting rid of this ColourPop No Filter Concealer in Light 20. This is way too dark for me. This is something that I bought when I first bought the concealers online. I wasn't quite sure what color I would be, so I grabbed this one too, but I'm never gonna use this. I'll never be dark enough for this, so it has to go. I also have the e.l.f. lip exfoliator. First off, I never really exfoliate my lips. I've just tried desperately and never adopted the routine. But this looks like a funky color and it smells. So it's definitely expired and I'm not going to buy any more of these. I have this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Midnight. This I want to love desperately, but it does not look like this when you actually try to apply it to your eyes. It just like is this like awkwardly black looking shimmer. Never going to use it. I have since really kind of come to a reckoning with ColourPop Super Shock Shadows that I'm really not going to buy them, because 90% of the time when I buy them, they end up being like this, and this is not what I'm after. I'm after more of an opaque sort of satiny type of metallic color, and those are never what I get, and I'm always drawn to these like glitter colors. I'm really not going to be seeking any of those out because they just don't work for me. I'm also getting rid of this NARS Single Shadow in Cambodia. This was one of those like dumb TJ Maxx purchases where I was like, oh, it's a NARS product and like, I don't care what the color is, I'll still wear it. No, I have never worn this color. It also was busted when I bought it, so it's getting worse as time goes on. So this has to go. I'm never going to use it. It's just rotting away in my collection, and I have also taught myself to not buy the things from TJ Maxx because oftentimes they're either, in my personal opinion, the reject things that didn't sell in normal retail stores for makeup, or they're things that like are just really older in regards to makeup releases. So I'm just going to stay away from them altogether. I finally had a moment with myself where I was ready to let go of a lot of my eyeshadow bases that I really just don't use. So I have this really adorable Elsa one that I was keeping for packaging from e.l.f. This looks really pretty, but it is super sheer and just not helpful with being an eyeshadow base. And then I have the Back to Basics from the Smudge Pot line. I just don't wear lid colors like this, so they're just kind of sitting in my collection, rotting, time to be removed. I also have two of the Maybelline color tattoos. This is Hydrangea Hype, all dried out, no longer functional. And then I have this one in Toughest Taupe, which again, I never wear lid shades like this, so this would not be a helpful base. And lastly, I have from Be a Bombshell Eye Base in Submissive. Again, I do not wear lid shades like this, so it just needs to be gone out of my collection. I'm really somebody who wears very neutral, universal type colors as eye bases, and these just don't meet that need. Also getting rid of this Concealer Twins from Physicians Formula. I just don't use these two shades and it's pretty old, so it's time to go. I have one product that I'm really sad about that I am decluttering by force, not by choice. It is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid. This has somehow gotten a crack in the bottom of it and it has just been like oozing highlighter, which is super gross. I scraped out some of this and put it into a smaller container, but the rest of it just needs to be pitched. It makes me sad because this is probably the most used shade out of all the Becca items that I own besides Opal, and I'm not gonna be able to use it all up, but I had used, I think, over half of it in its lifetime, so only saving note is that it is part of the permanent collection, so I could theoretically get it again if I wanted to, but buying a full size of these hurts my heart because I don't know who on a regular basis could get through a full size one of these. I have a few liners that I've been holding on to, hoping I would wear and then never did because I'm not adventurous with the eyeliner. I have the Cynthia Rally eyeliner in this like purpley shade. It's out of here. I have this Starlooks Topaz, which is like a silvery color. See you later. And then I have this Julep When Pencil Met Gel, and this is in like a gold color. I don't know if you can really even see it there. But again, I don't wear these at all, so they're gone. I have two lip liners. I don't wear lip liners from NYX. I have Pinky Beige and I have Grapefruit. Again, I just don't wear these, so I don't know why I'm holding on to them. And then the last thing that I have are lip products that upon smelling them, they just smell bad, so they need to go. The first is the Maybelline New York. This is Rose Redefined from the Elixir line. I always felt like these were violently scented to the point where they were like gross to put on, but I liked the color, so I always persevered. But now it's time for this to be parted from my collection. I have the Benefit Sugar Bomb. This thing is real old. These things also last forever. I don't know who could own a full-size lip balm, who could own a full-size lip gloss from Benefit and go through it, because I tried desperately to use this up and I couldn't. I have the Too Faced Melted Liquid Longwear Lipstick in Melted Peony. I wanted to be a girl who could wear this and I never was, so it just went bad in my collection. I have the Juice Beauty Organic Solution lip gloss in pink. I went through a bunch of these for a while and I'm probably more than halfway on this, but these things have gone bad and I kind of fell out of love with it once I discovered other types of lip glosses. I have this one from Manna Kadar Beauty Simplified in Lucky. Just not really a shade I go to that often, so it just sort of sat here and went bad. And then lastly, I have this super old NYX Mega Shine lip gloss in Nude Pink. So again, not a shade I wore that often, didn't love the scent of it, and now it's just rancid. So wow, that was a really long trash talk to kick off 2019, but I don't normally have declutters of this size, but going through my makeup collection really helped me wipe out some things that I've been hanging on for far too long. But that is it for me. I will talk to you guys in my next video real soon. Bye.